Yo, what's up, guys? This is Why Not Be Reckless, aka Why Not Be Casting. I'm one of the HCS commentators, and we have another HCS weekly report that we're going to bring for you. Where today we're going to be talking about pool play leading up to Orlando. They just released the pools, I believe, yesterday or might have been the day before, and it's definitely worth talking about. So, first, I want to tell you exactly what pool play is all about. So, when you come into pool play, each and every one of these teams, for example, in Pool A, are going to play up against each other, including one team that's going to make it out of the open bracket. And we're talking about seeding leading into that bracket play going into Saturday and Sunday. So obviously it behooves a team to come out on top. They want to try to go undefeated, because if you come out on top in your pools, you'll end up in that second round in winners bracket and having to deal with playing through the first round and just having to warm up and really scouting out your competition and having an easier road to make it to hopefully the winners finals and beyond, because your goal is to make it at the end of the tournament and try to have the easiest road possible. So when you're looking at pool plays here, you have Optic Gaming, FaZe, Ascend, Chiefs. Pool B is G1, Native, Red, Quadrant, Negra. Pool B, Sentinels, G2, Navi, and Cruelty. And then Pool D, you have Cloud9, United, J-Links, and Space Station Gaming. You have one open spot for a team to make it out of open bracket. There's 4 teams that are going to make it out of open bracket to join our teams into pool play, and I believe even 4 more teams to make it even further than that, right into championship bracket. Just might be on the lower side. So want to hone in on each and every one of these pools, talk about a little bit of storylines and what to expect, and also I'll give my my expectations on who's going to come out on top and rank each pool from A to Z. So let's go with first up, Optic Gaming and FaZe. So that's going to be the storyline going into Pool A. You have Optic Gaming, one if not the most, one of the most dominant teams online. We've seen them literally just make quick work of everybody when it comes to scrims, and even in some of these online tournaments like the North American Super, for example, $125,000, Optic were able to come out with the win. They're the favorites going into Orlando, but I will say they haven't been able to replicate the same success that they found online so far to make it onto land. It feels like it's only a matter of time before they're able to do that, but it hasn't happened just yet. This pool is going to be a great test for them, because you have the likes of FaZe, who a bit inconsistent, but when they go off, they're looking like one of the best teams in the league. Like when they're playing at their apex, they're looking like they can take Orlando and even Walt as well. The problem is that it's up and down. It's not consistent. So in the same breath that FaZe Clan have looked unstoppable, they've also been beaten out by the likes of, like, a Native Black and Complexity, who are great teams, but you would say not on FaZe's level. FaZe is going for that top 4 and above, where Native Black and Complexity, they still have a little bit of work to do. Ascend, #1 team in EU. You're talking about Legend, Snipe Drone, Respectful, and Sika. And phenomenal players and very capable on land. When they brought in Respectful, they were already the #1 team, regardless, when they had Shady. They were already dominant in the European region. They brought in Respectful to add a bit of championship swagger, to add a bit of land experience, so they can look different when they come over to North America and come up against some of these juggernauts. It's going to be really exciting to see Ascend now with Respectful coming in, going up against the likes of Optic and FaZe. And obviously you have Chiefs, who were put on my radar because I believe Barcode at one point in time played for this roster. Now Barcode seemingly joining G2 and has been playing with them in a lot of these tournaments. We're going to see if Chiefs can hang with some of the top dogs. Pool B, everybody's talking about Pool A. For some reason, ain't nobody talking about Pool B. And let me quickly let you guys know that Pool B is going to be the most competitive pool so far in this tournament. It's going to be the dark horse pool. And the reason why I say that is because you can throw a dart at your screen and make a good argument for any one of these teams coming out on top in Pool B. Legitimately. You have G1, who are ultimately the ultimate dark horse team going into this tournament. If you're looking for an underdog, I would say look no further than G1. Native Red, though, when it came to the start of the season, we're in the same boat that G1 were in. With the same things that we're saying about G1 right now, we were saying about Native Red in the beginning of the season. You're talking about a team that's consistently placed top 6 on LAN, now bringing Manny back into the fold, by the way. Native Red are the real deal, and looking to prove that they can still do it on LAN. They can still be that top team despite having an up and down season since Kansas City. Quadrant nasty. A lot of us in North America have been sleeping on Quadrant, but I promise you, anybody who's been playing a close eye over towards the European region know that Quadrant are the real deal, and they play well on LAN as well. You know, it wasn't too long ago where Chick was able to drop back-to-back overkills. It wasn't too long ago where Quadrant were able to take the Kansas City champion Sentinels to a Game 5, 1 game away from knocking them into the losers bracket. Quadrant are absolutely nasty. And then you have Sintanegra. I've been competing against Chrono and Borgie going all the way back since Halo 5, and I've been seeing them matchmaking. They make quick work with me. I will say it's going to be really tough for them to come out on top in this pool. So I would say, you know, but still, I think Quadrant, Native Red, G1, there's a chance that either one of those teams can come out on top when it comes to Pool B. Pool C. Pool C, I would say out of all of the pools that I can say that I'm not all that confident that I can choose to win. Like obviously Optic are the favorites. Obviously I would even say G1 the favorites. I would even say Cloud9 are the favorites, but there's still teams in their pools that I can make good arguments for to pull off the upsets. And although I really like Navi and G2, you're talking about Sentinels on LAN. Yeah, you know, I would say Sentinels are the heavy favorites to make it out on top, and it's up to everybody else to show that they can do what they do. You know, obviously G2 bringing Barcode and Gilkey as a little duo. Sab, who's an absolute slayer. Like Barcode and Sab are going to be your heavy damage dealers. But then you're going to have Gilkey and Stray Sick just picking off players from afar, doing what they do. This team is nasty. And I will say in Kansas City, just like Quadrant did, the Pittsburgh Knights were able to take Sentinels to a Game 5 in pool play. So keep things tight. You know, throw off their timing and maybe you can get a win onto Sentinels. It's not impossible. Navi, very good on LAN. Jimbo, Kimbo, Snaky, and now Mighty's. Young gun, by the way. Mighty's is nasty, man. Whew. Mighty's is good. I think Navi perform even better on LAN, so it's going to be exciting to see them come over to North America. Out of all of the teams that come from Europe, you know, I think Navi are the best prepared for coming over, changing time zones, being able to get back into a groove, and then get LAN ready quicker than the rest of the team, which I think that's important. I think a lot of times we underestimate what it's like to cross the pond. You know, your body's now getting acclimated to a different time zone. It's almost like you're going back in time for some of these guys. I think a lot of times we underestimate the intangibles. You know, just like in basketball, they fly out, you know, a couple of days in advance, you know, to try to get used to that time difference, try to get their bodies ready for game shape. It's different. It is, and I think it's something that we're talking about. You have Cruelty, which I'm still trying to get familiar with a lot of the members. I know Noble. Noble is nasty. Dude, Noble has a very steady and a very consistent shot. Watch out for Noble. Rest of the team, I'm still starting to learn. I know my man Renegon's in there. You know, I got Kakashi with the Sharingan on. Not quite the Renegon, but they have a player named Renegon on the team for Cruelty going to Pool D. I'm excited about Pool D because I think I like storylines and I like matchups, and I usually talk about matchups a lot. You know, the play style in which teams play. Like for example, Cloud9 can change the pace on you, but their default pacing is aggressive. But United can also change the pace on you, but their default pacing is passive. So you're talking about Cloud9's offense going up against E United's defense, and I think that's really exciting to watch. I really want to hone in on that matchup between Cloud9 and E United, because that's going to be main stage worthy. Shoot, I'm hoping if I am casting at Orlando, which they haven't announced yet who's casting, I'm hoping I'm casting that matchup. That one's going to be lights out. We're going to talk about J Links Esports as well. You know, you have 4 players that maybe in North America we're still getting used to them: Morga, Flux, Quadios, and Septic. But if you've been paying attention to the European region, you already know J-Lings are nasty. If you sleep on J-Lings, they're gonna upset you. And then you have Space Station Gaming, formerly that Pittsburgh Knights roster we were talking about before, the #1 team in Latin America, also in the matchup as well. So I'm gonna have fun watching J-Lings and SSG. I think EU is a little bit stronger than Latin America right now, but Space Station Gaming is the cream of the crop. They're the top dogs when it comes to Latin America. So it's gonna be really fun to watch J-Links going up against Space Station Gaming. Watch out for that. This whole, all the pools is gonna be really fun to watch. And definitely keep your eyes open, because with how close and competitive Halo Esports has been as of lately, like everyone's seemingly getting better. You know, you have the phases, you have, you know, the G2s, the G1s. I'll even go, you know, the complexities and fanatics. Everyone is getting better right now. Pool play is going to be a huge storyteller for what's going to go on for the rest of the tournament. So really pay attention. And I'll give you guys a quick ranking. And I'm sorry it's going to be a little bit boring, because when it comes to how close these teams are ranked, I just tend to go pretty safe when it comes to my predictions. So Pool A, I have Optic coming out in first. I think FaZe can beat Optic, especially on LAN, but with all of the variables, give me Optic in first place. And I'll say FaZe come out second. And it's kind of the same thing. The same way I can make a good argument for FaZe beating out Optic, I can make a good argument for Ascend beating out FaZe. I can see it. But I'm still going to go FaZe second, Ascend third, and Chiefs last in this pool. Pool B, again, same thing. I call this the most competitive pool. But I think G1 are looking good. And with both, if there's one thing I can say about both G1 and Native Red, is that they've been inconsistent so far, both of them. I wish I'd seen a little bit more consistency out of either one of them. So give me G1 in first, give me Native Red in second, Quadrant in third, and Cincinnati fourth. I'm gonna go right in line on that one. Pool C, I obviously sent to those first. I wanted to, I'm not even joking. I really wanted to go Navi second in this pool. I did, but I want to do it. I really do. Oh man, I love me some Barcode. Give me G2 second, Navi third, and Cruelty fourth. We're gonna go right in line. And just for the sake of changing things up, because I've been so cookie cutter through the rest of it, I'm gonna throw a curveball. I'm gonna throw an absolute curveball. I'm gonna say E United first. I'm gonna say Cloud9 second, and then give me Space Station Gaming third and J-Lings fourth. Just because I'm so cookie cutter with A, B, and C, I just want to throw a bit of a curveball in this and just totally turn things out. So give me E United first, give me Cloud9 second, Space Station Gaming third, and then J-Lings fourth. Clipping and shipping, boys. We're going a bit crazy here with Pool D, and that's my breakdown of the pools. That's my expectations and where I expect them to be seated, and we're going to see how good my predictions are. I'll go back and maybe we'll do a post-game analysis and see how close I was when it comes to the pool play. We'll do it a little bit after Orlando, but that's going to be your HCS weekly report. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Really do appreciate it. Again, we do this live on Twitch, twitch.tv/YNOT_B_casting every single morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, and I've been loving doing every one of these videos. I'm also uploading short-form content on YouTube Shorts and on TikTok. We're doing that daily, sometimes even twice a day. I'm putting out a content like an absolute machine. And if there's anything you guys want to see me talk about, both on these on this type of format, or even in my shorts as well, leave the comments down below. Let me know what you guys want to do. I love doing what I do, but at the same time, it's just a platform which I'm just talking about what we talk about over in the barbershop, we talk about over in the Twitch chats, and I'm just bringing it live on YouTube and Twitch as well. Thank you guys so much. Love you all. Peace.